Hi, this is Ed Brenniger, Circle of Impact Leadership, and this is the May 2019 edition of the Circle of Initiators newsletter, and I welcome you. The stories I'm hearing from you are all about the desires that you have for being persons of impact, the challenges that you face as individuals, and the problems that you are confronting as people who work in all kinds of different organizations. What you are identifying there is the fragmented nature of the world that we live in today. It is a broken picture. And even if the stock market is going through unprecedented growth, and even if unemployment is at record lows, it doesn't mean that everything is going well. In fact, what I hear from people is that they feel more alienated and more detached from the things that matter to them than ever before. And they don't want this. It's not like they have given up their belief in that. It's just that the conditions of their life are not like that. It reminds me of what I wrote in my book after I had talked about some of the difficult changes that I had gone through. Let me read to you two paragraphs. This is on page 64 in my book, Circle of Impact. I know many of you have experienced similar difficult changes in life. You look back with regret, sorrow, and feelings of guilt. You may feel that life dealt you an unwinnable hand. Anger and bitterness have become a constant presence because the life you desired has not happened. The old saying that misery loves company, we find not to be true. These moments of change show us that life is a series of transitions. Some changes are marks of advancement. Others are a recognition that the conditions that we thought would remain constant throughout our lives have not. And we can experience both of those, both advancement and the diminishment of the things which we have depended on at the same time in the same places. And that's why it is so confusing and why it's so difficult for us to find kind of a settled place to be in our lives and in our work. And this is why the Circle of Impact is so important. So what I want to encourage you to do is to talk about this, to share this with people that you trust and say, how can we become people who support one another as persons who desire to make a difference in the world? And I think it comes back to, once you decide that this is the specific impact that I want to have, then all these other things begin to find some clarity, find some perspective. And we begin to say, well, I really don't need to be doing that. I don't have to be engaged in that. I can actually turn off my phone when I get home at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I can spend that time with my family. Or I can do all kinds of things that I have never thought about doing because now I'm really clear about the impact that I want to have. I think this is a really critical thing, and it gives you a filter, a framework for being able to identify whether the things that you're hearing from other people, the messages that you're getting from the media, have any value, validity, or value for you as a person. And then when you have conversations with people about this very same thing, then together you begin to create the support system that you need for you to be persons of impact. So this is really important, and I believe this is one of the key reasons why I wrote my book, and I really would hope that you would dive into it more. I will be on the road from late May, right around Memorial Day weekend, all the way through to the middle of July. And most of that time, I will be either going from Wyoming to North Carolina or back. And I will be doing a variety of events in North Carolina during the month of June, and I would love to see you. And if you're traveling through, let me know, and I will come meet you if it makes sense, if the schedule can be worked out. And I would love to have a time just to have coffee with you, just to meet you, so that this relationship is not simply one through a screen, but we can actually know each other in person and have a direct relationship. Because I want to support you, and I need to know how I can do that in more practical and more substantial ways than what I've been able to do up to this point. In this newsletter, you're going to find a longer essay than I typically write, and it'll be called Loss and Find, kind of working off the thing of lost and found. But I'm going to talk about the things that we have had a sense of losing as the world has fragmented, and where we can find the things that we really, really want. So look for that. I thank you, and if you want, share this newsletter with others, and I welcome your interaction, and I appreciate you very much, and thank you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.